Hey everybody, welcome back to Syl and Cat Chat.
Hello.
I believe this is episode 5. I'm not even sure anymore.
Episode
5.
5.
Woo-hoo. Thank you for everybody who's been with us since episode 1, and hopefully you'll continue to stay with us. I'm Sylvia. We just call me
Cat.
Syl.
I'm Cat.
And that's Cat. Go ahead and tell them what we're talking about today, Cat.
Okay, so we have 3 sections today. Our first section we're going to talk about is Cobra Kai. Season 3 is out, and they launched it a week earlier, so that's fabulous for us fans. We're going to talk about our fab and flop of the week, and then we're going to talk about a book my sister's reading that's quite interesting about marriage and relationships. So go ahead, Siv.
Are we talking about Cobra Kai first?
Yeah, let's start with Cobra Kai. First, for those of you who may not have ever seen Cobra Kai, spoiler alert, okay? So turn this off.
Major spoilers!
Or scroll like 5 minutes ahead and we'll be all done with that. But for those of you who are huge fans of Cobra Kai like I am, like I believe Sylvia is, and my brother for sure is, he stayed up till midnight on New Year's Eve just to watch Cobra Kai because that's when it premiered. They premiered it a week early, which was a treat for us, post Christmas present, I guess. But Cobra Kai leaves off where Karate Kid and Karate Kid 2 left off. For those kids of the 80s and early 90s, I'm a huge fan myself. I watched season 1 and 2 already on Netflix, and now I have completely in one day binge watched season 3. I just could not stop myself. It was so awesome. They bring back characters that you know and love, and they get you to watch that next episode. So it was fabulous for me. I would give it on a scale from 1 to 10. That's got to be a 10 for me. It had a horrible review, so I was like a little worried that it would let me down, you know, but it clearly did not let me down. I would score it a 10, 2 thumbs up. You must watch Cobra Kai Season 3. It's all out right now on Netflix. What do you think, Siv?
Yeah, so I really enjoyed Cobra Kai season 1 and 2 myself. I discovered it later than everybody, I think, because apparently Kathy and my brother John were already fans, because I saw it and I texted my brother John and was like, you gotta check out Cobra Kai because you'll love it, because he's like 80s guy, you know, and so I came a little late, but I binged it, I loved it, and so when season 3 came out, I was ready for it too. Kathy's right. It had even more of the old characters come in. I do recommend for the younger generation to catch the Karate Kid movies. Go watch them. Watch Karate Kid 1 and watch Karate Kid 2, because there are a lot of references put in there for us older crowd. So they're gonna want to know what's going on. So I've got a date with my daughter, in fact, who's 21, to watch the Karate Kid movies with her, so that she can understand a little bit more of the references. But I enjoyed it too. I don't know what the bad reviews were about. I enjoyed it. I definitely would give it, you know, high marks. I watched it all in, I think, 2 days. So yeah,
so far it's my favorite season. And for those of you who are a little younger, don't think by watching a movie out from the 80s you're not gonna love it, because the story ranged true today. High school kids, basically, you know, new boy comes to town, you know, the rich kid, you know, has the girl, and the new kid tries to move in on his girl, and everything you see in teeny bopper movies. A little bit of bullying, which, hey, would totally relate to today, which is a huge issue, but it wasn't as bad back in the day, so you'll enjoy it. And season 3 to me was my favorite so far, and the reason why my sister probably tuned in late is because you used to have to pay to see Karate Kid or Cobra Kai, because it was on YouTube Red before it came out on Netflix, and that's the only reason why I subscribed to YouTube Red, and I watched it and then I unsubscribed. So I don't recommend that, but that's exactly what I did because I had to see it. But
my favorite part of the show by far is Johnny. Like,
oh yes,
he just makes the whole show. You will love him by the end of season 1. I mean, you're rooting for him. So anyway, he just hilarious dialogue. So
I watch everything Johnny now. In fact, I would buy Johnny t-shirts that said some of his Johnny-isms, like, for real.
Yes.
Like, he cracks me up, and he will become your favorite character, which is funny because when you watch the movies, he's the villain and you don't like him. You don't like him at all. You hate him. And you hate him for all these decades that you've known the character, but now
30 years.
You love him. Like, he's your best.
He's badass.
He's badass. He's badass. He's no pussy for sure. And you'll know what both those references are when you watch it. But you must see it. So
Cobra Kai, the series series, Cobra Kai season 3, badass.
Yes, for sure. Now let's talk about our fabs and flops for the week. Okay, so Sylvia, what did you find? Did you find a fab or a flop?
Well, I was looking for a flop this time. Well, actually, I didn't have to look hard because it happened organically. So anyhow, I'm starting to get wrinkles. I'm 41, and it's not really a starting. It's just now they're really bugging me. But so right here on my forehead is my least favorite wrinkle, right there in the middle. I know you guys see it. It's okay.
Most people get it from squinting when you're driving or not wearing your glasses.
Yeah, I'm nearsighted, so I do not see well far. So anyways, I have it. And so I'm looking for something to help with that. So I'm at Costco or Sam's Club, and I see this dual pack of Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair Retinol Oil. So I'm like, oh, retinol, all the things I read that they say retinol's the thing, right? So there's the Rapid Repair Regenerating Cream with the special retinol oil. And they claim that within 30 days, you're gonna see noticeable results. So I did that, and I took a picture on day one just to be able to compare, and there is no difference. No difference at all. So these are a little more on the pricey side, not as much as some, but pricier than average. They come in these kind of heavy duty jars and they look fancy, but legitimately there was no added benefit. So I actually also use Neutrogena's product that you can just get at, anywhere, and it's just the oil-free moisturizer for like, I don't know, $6 or something. These were like 20 or 30 bucks, I don't know, just more. And I prefer this one. It's lighter, it still does the moisturizing job. It doesn't claim to get rid of wrinkles, but it doesn't. These claim to get rid of wrinkles and they don't. So if I'm not getting rid of wrinkles either way, and I'm just looking for a moisturizer, I prefer this moisturizer because it's clean, it smells fresh. This smells very perfumey. So I don't know if they spent all the money on the perfume to make it smell good, but it doesn't get rid of wrinkles. So don't buy this. Neutrogena Retinol Wrinkle. No, it's a flop. Don't buy it. Just stick to the $6 moisturizer and just learn to love your wrinkles.
I would love to recommend for you all a product to buy that does work because I have used it, and maybe I'll share it with you next week just for those of you who are big spenders, but I found one that absolutely works. I recommended it to my sister. I was waiting for a 50% off sale this year to buy a couple myself because it's hugely expensive. It's $600 a syringe, and it's not the number 7 or the cheap one you get at the Walmart or the drugstore. It's called Rejunaire. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but I'll show you the product next week. But it's $600 a tube, or $5.99, so it's pretty expensive. But once in a while, a few times a year, it goes 25, 30, 40% off. I was waiting for the 50 because it previously had been 50 before, and I was really hoping that was going to happen. And it didn't, but it truly does work, but it's very expensive. So I'll try to introduce you ladies out there, our ladies, to that product because it super does work, and I might have to break down and buy it at the 40% off price. But anyway, I found a fab, and I actually have one for you people who eat sugar and love candy, and one for you people who are trying to do like me and lose weight and avoid having sweets and sugar. So first of all, again, these might not be new products to you, but they're new to me and they're delicious. So fabulous product number 1. Jelly Belly's lemon meringue pie. Now, I love a lemon meringue pie from Nation. So these, I thought, I'm gonna try it. It tastes like lemon meringue pie. If you close your eyes and you just eat this Jelly Belly, it's as good as their popcorn one, which is weird to me. I don't like the popcorn ones because I feel like popcorn should have that crunch or texture that popcorn has. But this is sweet, just like pie. So lemon meringue Jelly Bellies, that's my fab for you sugar eaters. For my non-sugar eaters, I found these lovely, yes, that's the brand, lovely organic lollipops. And these you can have 3 lollipops and only have 60 calories. But what I love about it is the flavors. There's mango, strawberry, grape, and pomegranate. And they're delicious. So if you just want something really sweet, you get like that sweet craving and you know you're trying to avoid sugar and candy and things, lovely organic lollipops. And I bought both of these items. This one here I bought at Rayleigh's. I'm sure you can find it online because I also found them online. And then these lovely lollipops, I actually bought these, I want to say Home Goods or TJ Maxx, and I really want to stick with the TJ Maxx is where I believe I found these. So, and they always have all those gourmet candies and odd brands. But go out and try both of them. I recommend them, and I have a sweet tooth, so that's
Yeah,
my
I
fabs.
will go with the lemon meringue jelly beans because I'm not watching my candy. So I'll go for the real stuff. But yes, those are two good recommendations. So so I don't know if I mentioned it earlier in probably one of our first episodes that I am pretty passionate about marriage, marriage ministry. I went to school to get a degree. I'm finishing up in marriage and family ministry because I really am passionate about strong marriages. So I often read books for that, and I have read a couple of great ones that I recommended to Kat this week. One of them is by John Gottman. It's called Why Marriages Succeed and Fail. This is an excellent book. He is quite the marriage expert. He's done extensive studies. It's very practical. It's an easy and quick read. I do recommend this one. And then I recommended another to Kathy this week just because I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm reading it along with my husband. Just so that I'm going to put this out there. We're not this couple who reads books and we're just so amazing and all that stuff together. He was a captive audience. We were on a 3-hour drive and I had this book and I was going to read it. And I said, hey, babe, do you mind if I read out loud? Because it helps me concentrate. And it does, it's true. And he let me. And so we just kept reading through the chapters and we found it really helpful. So now we're back home and reading it together. So
And just to interrupt, there's nothing wrong with reading your book with your honey, because
not at all.
I actually love to do it. Me and my husband would buy a novel, like a romance novel from the library and take turns reading a chapter. And I'm spoiled. I really liked to be read too. So I would just let him roll with it. And it got to be where I wanted him to read to me rather than me read. And I really like it because when we read together a novel, reading is like a trip of your mind, because when you watch a movie, the characters look and they are how they are. You have a visual. But when you read something together, it's funny because after we read a book, we discussed how he pictured the person to look, and I discussed how I pictured the person to look. And it was described the same way to us. We read the same words, but I said, I thought it looked like this celebrity. And he said, no, I pictured her more looking like this celebrity. So it's really awesome. Reading is a nice way to just unwind before you go to bed. A lazy day at the park, just reading and maybe taking a nap. So, just a thought. And reading these books together that she's recommending, these marriage counseling books or relationship books, you're getting the same information. It's only going to help your relationship. So reading it together is beneficial to you rather than you just read a book and you got all this knowledge and they are not privy to this information. So they're not learning these behaviors along with you. So reading together, either way, recreational or with a purpose for self-improvement is a wonderful thing, I think.
No, it definitely is. I highly recommend reading together. I just didn't want it to seem like I've got all my stuff together and that we're over here just reading to each other because we're madly in love. No, but
It's okay
absolutely, absolutely, reading together is beneficial because I can read all the how-to books all day about how to strengthen my marriage and how to do this, but if I'm not sharing that with my husband, then that's an uphill climb. Whereas this can stimulate conversation. And you guys can build together. So anyhow, just one example of something I found in one of these books that I thought was important, that I wanted to share, was the difference between a criticism versus a complaint. Okay, and tell me if this sounds familiar. Basically, the difference is when you complain, you are attacking a specific action or lack of action. When you criticize, you're attacking the person. And he gives some examples. A complaint: we don't go out as much as I'd like to, versus a criticism: you never take me anywhere. Complaint: you left dirty dishes all over the kitchen. No, wait, complaint, sorry. It upset me when I came home and there were dirty dishes in the sink. This morning we agreed that you would wash them. Criticism: you left dirty dishes all over the kitchen again. You promised me you wouldn't. I just can't trust you, can I? So you can see the difference. It's okay to have complaints. You don't have to pretend that you're not irritated because that's unrealistic. So you can express, your disappointment about something and something that you want to be addressed, but you don't turn it into a you statement. You are this. I can't trust you. You're lazy. It's not productive. It's hurtful. And it's really not going to get you anywhere. It really doesn't. And I know, because I did this a lot, especially during the first several years of my marriage. And it didn't get anywhere. If anything, they silence your voice. They don't want to hear that. And so it just becomes white noise. So if you want to be productive, attack the action and not the person. And then, like I said, the other book was dealing with unrealistic expectations. So they're both really great topics. I can't go into either of them too much, but I hope we can discuss some more in the future.
Yeah, I think we'll take some points from the chapters. I believe that everybody likes to get information on relationships and how to improve theirs, or how to have a more healthier, better, stronger one, or repair an existing one. I find myself that I was guilty of that behavior. I think we all are. I think that if you read it once, you'll have good behavior for a couple of weeks because it's in your head to do so, and then you get away from it. So the thing about having the book on hand in your home, if you can, is revisit it. Read that chapter again when you find yourself doing those behaviors again. I wish I had that book before I headed in the direction where my marriage has landed, because I know that my husband has told me before that I'm blaming him, I'm attacking, those very words. So I must be saying it wrong. Because he's not hearing me in a healthy, productive way. He's getting defensive, and that only builds to more resentment towards me. So you got to check yourself. You really got to check yourself. And I think that if you have a book like that on hand, you read it, maybe 6 months later, you have to read it again. Because I found that when we went to relationship counseling at my church, it was the best time of our relationship that we had, you know. So relationships just don't happen naturally for everybody. Maybe for the rare few out there, but I think even the relationships that people see from the outside looking in that they think are the best and the healthiest, trust me, they all have their own issues. It's how they handle them and how they move forward and move past them and grow from those experiences. So we're going to talk about different chapters, different points in that book as we move forward, because it's information that I would value. I purchased the book on my sister's recommendation, so me and her will both be reading that book, and we'll bring to our conversations in the future things that we feel like might be happening to you and yours in your daily life. So
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for joining us this week. Again, just to recap, you're gonna hopefully check out Cobra Kai on Netflix. Yes. Please don't buy the Neutrogena Wrinkle Repair if you're trying to get rid of wrinkles, because it doesn't work.
And buy Jelly Belly's Lemon Meringue. Organic, lovely lollipops. They're not just for kids.
And if you're looking for a good read or two, you want to pick up Why Marriages Succeed and Fail by John Gottman, and What Did You Expect by Paul David Tripp. This one's about unrealistic expectations. This one's more about healthy fighting styles, because you're never going to have a marriage where you don't fight. It's not about the fight. It's about how you fight and what you say. So check this out. Thank you so much for joining us this week. It's been a great time with my sister Kat.
Thank you, everybody. We love you joining us.
Happy New Year.
Bye for now.